want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. Even on the days when I'm late as ever, my timing is right. Even in the darkest moments, stay close, I'm that shine in the light. I can make an earthquake nervous, I can make the sun wear a visor. I can make a wise owl see me as a daily advisor. I'm that cool shade, peaceful night, and still my breath is a storm, I bet. I can make the thunder clap when I perform. It's just that in the laws of nature, I'm breaking the rules. Only thing I'm bad at is being a loser. Hey, I can make time traveling a surprise.
Madden Football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Cowboys, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champions Cincinnati Bengals taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before, find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Now Osborne to return it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call, because there's a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Burrow will throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is caught. A big play there for Cincinnati. 56 yards. Pirine is into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Prescott's throw here pulled in by Hilton. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Prescott now. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Prescott now from the 50. That's caught once again by Gallup. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Prescott. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. 23 yards to pick up there.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. That is caught inside the 5. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Pollard will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Forced out to his left. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal. Now here's Pollard. Well, they hit him in the backfield. backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way, and then go for the big finish.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
1 quarter done and 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. It's the Bengals in the lead.
Here we go.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Mixon with a first down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on rips like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they go play action now. Burrow. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Here we go.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Here we go.
From just shy of midfield, Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Burrow getting this into the hands of Higgins. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big pickup of 38.
You can feel the effort all the way up here. He tried his best to get there. Didn't quite make it, but down around the 2-3-yard line, gotta love the effort, and especially the big play that gave his offense a great opportunity.
Mixon. Going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. That's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Here we go, here we go.
Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy by the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that, 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. They'll throw again. Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive. Here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Left side to Lamb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Prescott. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Bengals are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll stay on the ground, mix it again. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Mix it up the middle. And they'll indeed stop it on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the half, Prescott. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
the play fake. Here's Burrow. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. They got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things
into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. They'll get this out wide here to Elliott. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw again on second down. Prescott. Pressure comes and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop it. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's third and long. Throwing. Prescott. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Prescott now. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll show the defense.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Third quarter action in Super Bowl 57. Here's a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. Touchdown! Ezekiel Elliott. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys are on the board here in the Super Bowl. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Osborne decides against a run back, and this will come out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a throw here to his running back. So the completion good for 6 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Play action. It's Burrow. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here we go. Inside handoff to Mixon. Down to the 41. When you think about the strong safety position, they're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
From the 41, Burrow. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here in Super Bowl 57 from Glendale.
Ready? Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Burrow looking to pass. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll give it to Mixon. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
No big surprise. Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here we go. So they get pushed back to the 11. And here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, it's complete. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Play in this Super Bowl.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And he is not going to be able to get away as they swarming for a loss shy of the goal line. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this could become a career-defining drive for some. Down 3, 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is where the legends are made in the National Football League as they begin this drive 1st and 10. A gain of right around 30 on a play that began way back inside the 5.
Well, this is where
an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott. He'll get just a yard on the scramble at 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Prescott to throw it. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now Prescott. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
I'm starting to wonder here. Are they trying to prevent winning? Because right now, they're laying back and they're picking them apart and moving the ball downfield. I think they got to start bringing a little pressure towards the quarterback.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Dak. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Now Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Schultz. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. And now all of a sudden, the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Prescott. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead. And also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this, because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here we go. The Bengals drive about to get going. Burrow. He's going to let it fly. Oh, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they do.
And the Dallas Cowboys will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. The accomplishment, forever.